Arrow, Season 3, Episode 2, entitled Sara, which is very much deserved. The beginning of the episode starts with, we see Laurel bringing Sarah's dead body to what I like to call the Arrow Cave. And this sort of made it real. I mean, obviously we knew she was dead, but I don't know what it was. There was something very eerie and creepy about seeing Sarah's body laying there, dead. Maybe just the way how her eyes were open. Also seeing how it greatly affected every character on this show in this episode meant a lot. Oliver going to investigate the murder scene, I enjoyed that. As quick as it was, just him reliving it and trying to understand what happened, how did it happen, I thought worked. And I liked that Diggle instantly came back. I know we had that character arc with him last episode where he has a kid now, so he should be a family man, but this is more than enough reason for him to come back. And when, I didn't even think about this, but when Felicity called Oliver and said, Detective Lance just called, do you think he knows? I said, holy crap, I didn't even think about Detective Lance and what his reaction would be to finding out about Sara. Now, I mentioned last week that I thought it was Ra's al Ghul that killed Sara, and a couple people commented and said, no, it's this character Komodo, who we saw, in fact, in this episode. He was killing certain targets, and I thought I was wrong. Now, I didn't know much about the character, so I looked him up, and he has quite a bit of history with the Green Arrow character. He's one of his biggest foes. He's an archer himself. He has just as much skills as Green Arrow, and so I was very much looking forward to seeing how they matched up. And they did a good job introducing his character, showing that he's just as good with archery, and the motorcycle scene between them I really enjoyed. Laurel being proactive, because I really like that. Obviously this is heading towards her eventually becoming the Black Canary, and I hope they don't rush that. That is something that needs to build. Did anyone notice that her hair is getting more and more blonde? It's funny though, because when I first saw Katie Cassidy, it was on Supernatural in Season 3, and she had blonde hair, so she's looking more like that, and I think she's kind of hotter with blonde hair. Now, Roy tells Oliver about Thea's note when she left Star City last season, and I like that because, yeah, sure, Felicity had to be the one to tell Roy to tell Oliver. Oliver was so wanting to talk to Thea. He was calling her over and over again. I like that he was vulnerable and he just needed his sister, someone like a family, to talk to. Oliver was really vulnerable in this episode, like later on when he said to Diggle, I don't want to die here. Just a lot more layers to Oliver Queen and Stephen DeMille's acting. Roy Palmer, Brandon Routh, he clearly cares about Felicity. I thought that was there a little bit last episode, but I think here it's more apparent. Not only that, but he's genuine about it. It's not just like, oh, he thinks she's hot and he wants her at his side or something. No, he seems like he really does care about her. And so by the end of the episode, you see that she, in some ways, left the Arrow family. I mean, I'm sure it's not permanent, but a part of me understood why she did that, why she does, quote, want something more in life. But I felt bad seeing her possibly leave the group. I really enjoyed the flashback stuff where we saw Tommy Merlin back. Holy crap, who expected that? I sure didn't. And I like the fact that because Oliver sent out that distress email and Tommy picked it up, so he went to Hong Kong to see if Oliver was alive. And because Amanda Waller wants Oliver for herself, that she tried to make him kill Tommy. I like that Oliver figured out a way out of that. It sucks a little bit that they had to get rid of Tommy. Like, I was hoping that maybe throughout all of the flashbacks throughout the season, Tommy could be in the flashback, just to have that actor back. because that would be cool. But then again, how could you have him there dealing with that storyline and then not finding out ever about Oliver? So I get why they did it. I guess it was just cool to get him back for the one episode. That's all it is. The only complaint, really, the only complaint that I have is when Laurel was going to tell her father about Sara. And it was going to happen. She was going to tell him. And it was going to come out. But then, at the last second, she decided against it. And that's one of those CW things where they always did that, especially on like Smallville. They always had that moment where somebody was going to tell a character something important, a secret, something that they really should need to know, but at the last second they don't tell them. So now this is going to be a running, ongoing thing, I guess, with Laurel not telling her father. I don't know how she's going to keep that secret away from him. That's pretty huge, and he does deserve to know. I hope it's not too long, though. I really like that they gave Sara a burial. I know they used the same grave as from the first time they thought she died, but it was something that we needed. We needed closure with her. I didn't like seeing her body just in their cave, and Felicity said it was frozen at one point because they just didn't know what to do with it. I'm glad they figured something out, and it might not be the most ideal thing, like what Laura wants, but still, it's something. The biggest revelation of the episode is that Komodo wasn't the one who killed Sara. So I think my theory is pretty spot on. It's got to be Ra's al Ghul. Who else could that have been? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this episode? Clearly, I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!